By the end of this video, my goal is that by learning these 10 plays, you're going to be able to get more stops on defense, score more touchdowns on offense, and ultimately win more games. So if winning is something you like doing, let's get into the video. So if you've ever played Madden, you've probably seen this style of play before. Either you've ran it or you've had it ran on you. It's very, very good, right? We're in the gun empty base flex. It can be found in a ton of different playbooks, and we're in the play verticals. Now, everybody's like I said, you've probably seen this setup before. People snap throw the drag, they'll hit this crosser from A, or they'll snap throw this seam, which is super annoying. But I want to give you guys a setup that's going to attack in an entirely different way. We're going to press Y or triangle, then I'm going to press RB or R1 on PlayStation, and flick the right stick to the right. Now this goes from a play that is super attacking the middle to a play that has the ability to attack the sidelines at a really high clip because we're just creating a flood concept on the right. Typically, when people run 5 wide, all they do is throw the seams. It's very annoying, but it also is pretty predictable, and you can start getting stops by doing by kind of predicting your opponent's going to do it, or it just makes it easy for you to get stopped. Instead, now we're creating a high-low concept on the sideline, which they have to now defend. This route combo does a good job against man. It's going to beat zone coverage because it's a natural zone beater, and we also just have Evan Ingram here on this crosser over the middle, so we can still hit him quickly if we needed to. Let's see right here. We get that corner route. Oh, Trevor Lawrence. Throw the ball, brother. Throw the ball. You see the corner route is open. You just have to have a quarterback who can throw the ball. Let's go back to it again. Let's see. What do we get here? What do we get here? Oh, we're just going to go underneath. Don't be afraid to take the underneath on this style of flood concept. So many people get super worked up and, oh, I have to throw the corner out. No, no, no. If they want to give you the underneath, we are going to throw the underneath. They gave us again. Like, Y just does such a good job against man coverage. We make a miss. Boom. Oh, all the way down to about the 6. This isn't the best play for this situation, though. But as a mix-in for my 5 wide users, the stock 4 verticals is great. And this is an incredibly good changeup. And if this video has given you any sort of value at all, consider doing me a massive favor and hitting the subscribe button. It tells YouTube that you enjoyed this video and that it should be shown to more Madden players like yourself. And a personal goal of mine is just to hit 100,000 subscribers, which we're getting close to 80 right now. And 100,000 would just be really, really cool. So you'd be doing me a massive favor. Again, only if this video has actually helped you, though. I think this is one of the best just base defenses you could possibly run in Madden pretty much every single year. We're in the nickel over. It's in a ton of different playbooks that we're putting on the screen right here. And we're going to scroll all the way down to the cover 3 buzz seam, okay? Now, before we select this, I actually want to click the right stick in and go to our coaching adjustments. I'm okay with all this. I just want to put my flats at 5 or 10 and kind of depend a little bit on what the offense is doing. But right now, we'll go to 5. Keep in mind, this is a natural matching play, but by setting our zone drops, we are going to turn off match. So let's select cover 3 buzz seam. We're going to go up against random offensive plays, and all I really want to do here is user the linebacker who's in a hook curl. I then want to pinch my defensive line, which is left on the D-pad, down on the left stick, and then shade my coverage underneath, which is Y or triangle, down on the right stick, okay? We have the steps listed out for you, so it's very, very easy. Now, with this, the reason I like it so much is that traditional cover 3 would have this guy in the hook curl and this guy in the flat zone. I think cover 3 buzz seam provides just a little bit of a changeup that throws some people off, and I think it allows for some more flexibility. I think this guy can do a lot of really cool things, but this is the base defense right here. I'm going to let the CPU just run some plays on us. I want you just to see, I don't know what my defensive lineman just did. Whatever. But I want you just to see, what are we doing? What are you doing? Okay. I want you to see what I would be doing as a user on any given play. I have no idea what just happened with my defensive line. I don't care. But we're just going to pinch the defensive line, shade our coverage underneath. This takes half a second to do once you get used to it. And they're going to go for another auto motion play, which is actually going to be a play action. I'm looking, so big thing right there is I'm looking to defend the intermediate sidelines, right? So I have my area in this kind of left middle. And then really the intermediate sideline on the left, I want to try usering, or I could switch stick to the other sideline. So let's call this play again. I actually didn't pinch my defensive line right there, and a big reason why that run was able to get a few yards. Now, there is obviously a lot of stuff we can do around this coverage and around this defense, but as a base, this is one of the starting points that I always go to every year, right? You're going to avoid a lot of big plays. This will help against a lot of people who want to throw seams and just stuff like that. We're able to kind of get in there with the run defense. The CPU is low-key going nasty with the run, with the stick talk right here. Let's go back. See, can we get a pass play, boys? Throw the ball on me, Derek Carr. Well, I mean, every play they're calling is an auto motion play. Play action. Cool. We're down. We're up. You see a switch stick over there? That's kind of my area that I want to be using or get my switch stick over to. And we're able to get a sack. I think this really provides a lot of ability for you to switch stick, which I think is one of the biggest like skill gaps in the game as well. We go another play action play. I'm using all the way across. You kind of see that. And that's a big thing with our user that we have to be willing to do is to carry routes that go all the way across the field. Again, cover 3 buzz seam. I think it's one of the best base defenses we can do without having to make a ton of adjustments pre-snap. This play is only found in one playbook, in one formation, and it's literally the only play of its kind in this entire game. This is the QB slot option found inside the gun slot right formation, Eagles playbook. Now, what's really cool about this, and it's a triple option, right? Where we have this read option first between the halfback and the quarterback. We're just going to read this read key on the right. If he bites in, I'm going to hold A or X. Right there, they just insta-shedded me. But if he bites in, I'm going to hold A or X to pull the ball. If he doesn't, I'm going to touch absolutely nothing. Now, you see right here, they actually have a defensive lineman who has, I believe, inside stuff. So I'm going to double team him by holding LB to get into my pass protection, right stick down, and I'm going to double team this guy just so he can't insta-shed me again, okay? So then we're going to run this read option. We're going to hand it off this time. Notice how he doesn't insta-shed me. Good job, Saquon. But if he were to bite down that read keyword, we would pull the ball, and then we get into a speed option relationship with my slot wide receiver. Let's see if we can actually get that. The read key is a little bit outside right here. Don't know why 100%, but we'll do it. And then we're going to pitch the ball out right there using left bumper or L1 on PlayStation. You can see why I believe this is really good. Like, this is a fun play. If you have a fast quarterback, this is actually, like, really, really good, especially with some skill players around him. Let's go again right here. We're going to, keep it. And then we get this. Let's just go with Jalen right there. Now, I've seen a little bit of, just something to keep in mind, I've seen a little bit of, like, weirdness sometimes if you run this to the quarterback's offhand. So I like trying to go to the wide side of the field, but here, I've just seen sometimes the pitch be a little bit off, but it's okay. We're just gonna, that dude stood up, so we're just gonna go inside zone, essentially, just hand it off. Remember, to hand the ball off, you press literally nothing. You just start running with the ball, basically. Let's see if we can get a speed option going to the left right here. We're just gonna keep it. Boom. Let's go pitch. And we're actually able to get it right there, get to the edge. If this slot guy is somebody who can spin really well or is super fast, just has any kind of ball carrier moves, this becomes super, super good. And again, this is the only way you can run a QB slot option is from this formation right here. It's a ton of fun to start using. The Kansas City Chiefs have one of my favorite route concepts that's good every single year. Now, it's out of the gun deuce close, and the play is called corner goes flat. Now, if you're not in the Chiefs playbook, it is also available inside of the Panthers and the Buccaneers playbook. Along with this, like, these style of routes are available in a few other formations as well, like gun tight slots from Bengals. Now, what we're going to do here is simply post route the wide receiver who's on our halfback side, and then we're going to streak the other wide receiver. Now, what makes this really cool is that, one, we have this little zig route on the left from a tight end. Zigs, you can't hot route in the game unless you have special abilities. And then this other route on the right from our right tight end is a return route. This, you cannot hot route no matter what. And it's super good. You see the zig gets open right there. But the return route is super good at beating man coverage and getting underneath zones really well. Like, genuinely speaking, these two routes alone, the return and the zig, do a really good job. Now, if you think they're sending pressure, you could block your halfback, but the setup remains relatively the same here, regardless if the halfback is on his little check down route or not. Let's go back to it. We have the zig. I'm not even going to throw the zig. I want to showcase the post route being really, really good. And let's see if we can just run back slightly. Now, what also makes the gun deuce close really good, and like right there, like you see how good that combo can be. But what also makes this good is that the run game out of this is pretty friggin' decent as well. I'm just going to showcase the inside zone here. But just from being in a heavy formation, we're going to avoid the read and react logic. There's decent RPOs here. Let's see if we can go over the top. Bang. Like this, I want to switch my main scheme to gun deuce close on the lowest of keys. I'm not trolling at all. So inside the Chicago Bears and Washington Commanders offensive playbooks, if we scroll down to the gun and scroll all the way over to the gun spread, not spread Y flex or spread Y slot, gun spread, we can go all the way down and find a play called levels Y sail. Now, we're running low on the play clock right here, but I'll tell you why I like this play so much. It's because you can just snap the ball. You don't have to do anything crazy. Just snap it, and you have a very good basic play right here. Now, the reads for this are like as follows. Immediately, if you look at the right side of the field, as you see, Caleb Williams has had an absolute day here. On the right side of the field, we have a very basic high-low concept happening on the sideline, right? This is essentially a flood, where we have a deep corner route, we have an underneath flat route, and we have a streak pushing everything deep, okay? I want to focus just on the right side right here. I'm not even worried about the left. Immediately, if you have underneath, take the underneath. Don't be cocky like I am sometimes, where we have to force it deep, because that's a lot of times you have underneath, you don't even have deep, okay? So just keep that in mind. So first reads are on the right side. Let's go here. I have underneath, but for the sake of this, I'm actually going to throw the corner out. And you see why I like this so much, because like you're able to get chunk yardage very, very fast. Now, if I don't like what I see on that right side, my eyes are going to the middle of the field now, and I'm reading between this drag and this post. This post does go a little bit deep, but we can get it open against some stuff here. And right, like in this case, we didn't have anything open except for we had underneath open immediately, so take that, right? Don't be like me and like force yourself to go backside. I'm doing it for the video. But immediately, right, check the right side here. We'll say nothing's there, so we're going to work our way into the middle. And don't be afraid to take that drag. Like, the underneath in this game is really where you want to attack a lot of the times. We're going to go turbo. Let's go, Caleb Williams. Snap the ball. We can also stem this corner route down if we wanted to. Just something to keep in mind. And let's see, do we get Y right here? Oh, a little cover 3 seam buster. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. Touchdown. I really do like this play, though. This is one of the better, like, stock spread plays you could possibly find. Again, Bears and Commanders playbooks. So a really good defense I think you should seriously consider calling is going to be the cover 2 man. Now, you can do this from nickel or dime. Literally every playbook has this. I just want to run this from a formation that has a lot of defensive backs. And again, cover 2 man looks like this right here. Only keys with our coaching adjustments is that we just want to make sure our auto alignment is at default or man align. You don't want to be base aligned here. Outside of that, I really don't care what you do. Let's go up against random plays. Now, what I like to do with this is to press RB or R1 and down on the left stick. That's going to pinch your entire defense. And I want my user to be the guy manned up onto the halfback. So in this case, it's Bentley. Only other adjustment I'll make is to tap wire triangle and then flick the right stick outside. That's just going to give our guys outside leverage, help defend against corner routes and other things like that, and force everything back inside. Now, my user's job is simple. If the running back goes out, I'm going to go defend the running back. If he doesn't, I'm going to help defend the middle. And you see right there why I like that, because if the running back blocks and we have outside leverage, a lot of the routes are going to go back into the middle. Now, this is where it's a little bit interesting, is against 5 wide. You have two kind of options here. You could man yourself up and user the guy on the defensive or on the tight end, or you could use our defensive end even, assuming they're athletic, right? Right now, we don't have an athletic guy in, but just imagine we did. And right here, right, boom, they actually force it. I didn't shade outside, and so they're going to do that. I have found a lot of times, one, the CPU, honestly, especially the all Madden CPU, does a better job against man-to-man than a lot of users do. And two, this is just a really good defense that's going to force people to make just dumb mistakes and make them have to be perfect consistently. See right there, using that halfback out of the backfield. That's where we should be going immediately, right? That is where we should be going. If he leaves, we go there. Shade outside. Let's see what happens right here. Halfback, no, it's going to be a little counter play action. We're good. They want to throw that. And that's just where my user needs to be. I'm being kind of bad right now. But you can see why I like this so much, because we're going to make these throws to the outside really tough. Make them throw inside right at our user. And then if they're going to play games throwing at our user all game, I like us to eventually get a pick. Boom, quick flat throw. We're able to get a nice little tackle immediately. This is a very good defense. It's not something I think you should run every single play, but as something that you can mix in like a majority of your plays, I'd say this is good. Ooh, this is interesting. Actually, motion him out. So I'm going to go out with him. Probably a streak. It is. We're just going to run with him the entire time. And they low-key, bro, the Jets low-key just dialed up a absolute, like, a money play to expose this defense on that play. Damn. All right, let's see what happens on this one. Come on, Bentley. Boom, little RPO. Tackle. Cool. It's going to make a lot of tough throws, and eventually the player you're playing against is going to make a mistake, and you're going to get a pick. So this is literally one of the best passing plays every single year, and it's something that if you can do this, you want this. I'm telling you, you want to run this or something like it. We're in the Arizona Cardinals playbook, but this is available in a few others as well, and you also replicate it from a lot of stuff, and the play is called Verts Dig. You could also run this from the play Seattle if you wanted to. The setup is exactly the same. So let's call Seattle right here. First things first, we are going to drag our tight end. We are then going to streak our halfback and then post route this point wide receiver. So the play art looks like this. Feel free to screenshot it. I'm telling you, it's one of the best plays in the game every single year. First read on this play is quickly checking this wheel route in the flat. So we're reading that area right where he's running to immediately. Then I'm working my eyes back to the middle. So right there, I actually don't want to throw that really just because of man coverage, although the high ball saves us and the game does a bad job of making us pay really for it. So keep in mind, high balls will bail you out a ton, like a lot, pro tip. But we're immediately reading that area on the right side, and we're working our eyes inside. So boom, really good. Like, make them respect that, because a lot of people, when they run this play, they immediately only look over the middle of the field, and that's not totally right. The middle of the field route combo here, if we ignore that right flat, is really good. We have this halfback streak attacking the seam. He's a seam and demon, if you will. We have the tight end as a quick drag option that we can hit over the middle or late on the sideline. And then this post route is going to do a good job of attacking the middle of the field, okay? Let's snap this ball right here, and we're going to have the halfback right there. And we actually had the post route too, so keep that in mind. A lot of times, one of those two will be open, and the user on defense, if you're playing somebody online, is going to have to choose between one of these two routes typically. Let's go back to it right here. We have the tight end drag. We're going to have him actually late, and he's a really good option to throw late in that instance. And a lot of times, it's just about reading spaces, in my opinion, right? So many people try like getting caught up in like, what are the safeties doing? What is this and that? I super disagree with that style of thinking in Madden. That's not how the best passers in the world pass. I'm telling you that as it's just not what they do. We'll go post route right here. Bad pass lead by me, but we're still able to make this work. Now, I don't love this close to the end zone. What's nice about the Arizona Cardinals playbook is that they actually have a QB crack sweep. This is also in the Bears bunch strong too. So keep that in mind. But we could do something like this. Let's see, can we get busy with it? Skirt. Oh, we did not skirt him very well. Nice little short yardage gain, though. Gain of 2. Come on, now we got to get in now. Let's go, Kyler. Get those little legs in there, buddy. Boom. And we're in. Touchdown. Easy as that, but seriously, this is one of the best passing plays in the world every single year. Found inside only the Giants and Raiders playbooks in Madden 25. This is one of the best RPOs in the entire game. It's called the RPO read bubble from the trips tight end offset weak formation, okay? So the reason this is better, the RPO read bubble from this, as opposed to like other RPO read bubbles, is that when it comes from a trip set, one, you're going to get better blocking because you're going to have 2 blockers out there instead of just 1. Like right here, I'll just throw it, and we're going to almost always get slightly better blocking because the slot corner and the outside corner is going to be accounted for, okay? 2, this is a read option first. So if you look at the left side, we have a little read key right here. If I want to keep it with Daniel Jones, I can hold A or X to pull the ball. And if I want to hand it off, I just touch nothing. Right here, I want to hand it off, so I touch nothing until I actually get the ball. And then, if I wanted to keep it, I could just pull it, or I could throw this bubble. This is a very safe play as long as you just don't throw it incredibly blindly. And it's something that's going to make any kind of blitzing defense, or really just like any defense, have to seriously respect you. See right there, we're able to get the blocks to hold up, and it's big play potential for almost no work from our end. I'm a huge fan of having these styles of plays in our offense that really don't require much effort on our end and can still have very high results, along with like very low risk. We're gonna go right here, keep it, and we get a pretty big gain. Let me burn a timeout before the end of the first quarter, and let's call this bad boy again. Now, a little pro tip with this is I do like to call it to the wide side. I want my trips going to like the side of the field that is a little bit bigger. So this time, it's to the right. Let's go back to it. Boom. I'm actually going to throw this RPO. That is one of the scarier times you can have happen, is where that guy doesn't come blocked. But even then, you see, he can't actually make a play on the ball. It's like, it's wild. This play, or just RPO reads in general, because there's quite a bit throughout the game, are some of the best things you can do in the game. You see right there, even when that slot corner makes a play on the ball, he jumps it on the outside, and we're able to come free and score a touchdown in that instant. If you aren't running these already, you need to start calling these. A lot of playbooks have it. It's called a stretch alert bubble. Now, what makes this really, really good is that we have a basic under center stretch play with a backside bubble. To see if your formation, or rather your playbook, has any, let's go over to concepts, choose option, and then in the RPO alerts, you'll actually see they're called halfback stretch alert bubble. So on the bottom right, we have one. If we keep scrolling though, you'll actually see a really cool one I like from the I-form slot, which lets us have a lead blocker and a fullback. And if we wanted to, we could just hit this bubble on the backside. So if we snap the ball and I touch nothing, just gonna be a handoff, okay? Pretty basic, pretty easy. Good gain of 3. I mean, 3 yards every play is a first down. Beautiful. If they're being a little aggressive, though, what we could do is throw this bubble on the backside. So let's see. I actually really like it from the, where was it? The first one we called the single back bunch tight end. Because we have, it's very similar to the RPO read, right? Where I like it when we have a trips formation. This right here isn't so, I mean, it's the idea of trips where we have 3 on the same side, but it's a bunch. So we go here, we get an extra blocker over there, and we're usually going to be able to get some sort of numbers advantage. And if they sell out to defend this style of bubble, well, guess what we can do? We just hand the ball off and run a basic stretch. This is incredibly good for any time you're trying to run the ball, whether it's you want like running to be your main scheme, or you're just trying to milk the game at the end of the half, right? We can see it right here. Boom. Let's just do a back juke because why not? Let's go turbo, turbo, turbo. And let's go back to it. Now, a key thing to keep in mind is that if you wait too long, you can get a legal man downfield if you throw this like late. And right there, we're good. It's hard to blow this up and to pick it off. It's very similar to the RPO read, but these things are hard to just like totally get rid of without incredible selling totally out for this. So I do recommend trying to make the read a little bit. Just make sure, they're not like undercutting it or something. But dang, is this just a great kind of constraint play to throw into your offensive scheme, right? They have to respect it. And again, like I said, like this is found, I'm in the Bills playbook right now, right? That was from the single back bunch tight end. But this idea is found out of a ton of different under center formations in a bunch of playbooks. This is possibly the best pass play this year in Madden, last year in Madden, pretty much every year in Madden. It's out of the bunch offset. We're in the Colts playbook, and it's called double post. So all I want to do to this bad boy is simply streak this point wide receiver over on the right side, and let's snap the ball. Now, our first read is this tight end. There's something kind of unique with this tight end route where he's actually a flat at first, but he turns into a wheel. And that's one of our late reads, is that wheel portion, but immediately I want to check him to see if the flat is open. Then we're just going to simplify everything and make a high-low read in the middle of the field between the speed in route from Jonathan Taylor and our outside post route coming from Pierce. I don't know Pierce's first name, but nonetheless. So we check to see if the flat is open. No. Well, now we're going to go to the post route. And we're going to have leverage with that post route if they match onto us from the outside. And it makes sense too, right? If my post is breaking in and that outside corner matches onto me, I have leverage, which we're able to do right there, as long as we do a good job pass leading, okay? So let's go back to this play. Flat's not there. Let's actually go underneath. That little pocket where I just threw the running back is, like, that pocket right there is a bad dog, dude. Like, it is nasty. Let's go, same idea. I'm going to see if I can actually hit this wheel route late. I don't do a ton with this C route. It was a little bit better last year than it is this year. We had the flat early. We're going to go post route late. Boom! Oh, we got to hold on to that, boys. We got to hold on to it, dude. But even against cover 3, there is that little seam shot right there. They kind of got good pressure on us, but you can hit that seam a little late. We'll go back to it right here. Let's go. Let's actually take off. We had the running back, but that's okay. Let's go turbo, turbo, turbo. Double post again. There's a bunch of different setups you could do for this as well. So keep that in mind. Like, this is a play where you can do a lot of cool things to it. Let's go post. Boom. Underneath the deep third, which makes it so good. Able to score a touchdown. And if you guys enjoyed that video, make sure you check out this one right here. I broke down how you can win every game in Madden 25. You're going to absolutely love that video, especially if you like this one.